the number 8.
There we go. Right.
I'll see if I can get a video of said move, of course, against Gambit.
Yes, it is. Yeah, should we double check?
Yeah.
A very good evening from Allianz Stadium. This is O2 Inside Line Live, your post-match England rugby reaction show. It's another win for England. It's another tight one here at Allianz Stadium. They've ground it out against Scotland, and they've got a second victory in 3. Chris Ashton, maybe the most fluid performance from England, but they've got 4 points, and I just mentioned there, 2 from 3. It's maybe not what they wanted to perform, but they have got the win.
It's significant. I think that's the most important thing. It keeps their hopes alive for the rest of the tournament, just to win the way they did. Different, very different to last week, and the most important thing is definitely getting a win.
Well, we've got 3 players coming up for you. The first one is Finn Smith. We're going to make a bit of a space in the middle. Finn, please come in. Finn, congratulations. Welcome to Inside Line Live. We were just speaking there, maybe not the most fluid performances from yourself, but you've got the win. How does it feel to get the Calcutta Cup back?
Yeah, it's a weird one. Obviously, overriding feeling is absolutely buzzing. That's sometimes how you've got to win in games like that when the stakes are high, and the last 4 or so years have been against us. Obviously, it wasn't a classic, far from how we wanted to play, but look, in a couple of weeks' time, we'll look back on that and think, who cares about the performance? It was a W on the score sheet, and we got the cup back, so that's the main thing.
It's definitely better to win those than lose them, right? But what is the feeling compared to last week? It was a bit euphoria, got the win the way you did. Compare that to today.
Yeah, I'm personally less excited than I was last week.
Yeah, inevitable slightly.
Wasn't as pleased with how the team played and how I played, but it's what it is, isn't it? Like I said, we'll debrief, we'll take the boring bits out of that, and then we'll celebrate. So you have to.
When you're on the pitch, though, what was the feel for it? What do you think you weren't getting quite right, and the bits that you did get right?
We couldn't get out of the kick battle in the first half for whatever reason. Discipline, quality of kick. And then we were getting a bit tight in defence, which was giving them life to move the ball, which is what they're very good at. We felt that we had to just be a bit gritty, wait for the momentum to turn, and it did, and then we took our chances. So,
and were you trying to solve these out there together?
Yeah, of course we were. Of course we were. There's no point waiting until half time to do it. Just it's not always easy, you know what I mean? Scotland are trying to play their plan, and we're trying to do ours. And so it's difficult. Yeah. But
there's a lot of positive to take. One of them being your absolute monster hit during the game, mate.
Well, we've got this here for you, Fizz. Talk us through it. I mean, so defence today was something that was on point in terms of scramble. You lined up here. The 10s are not known for tackles. Talk us through this one.
Is it a fluke, this one, or what?
No.
No, you did it in the Saints, I saw the other week, too.
He ran over me in the first half, so I said I had to get him this time.
Oh, okay, you lined him up.
Yeah, he was on his own, so I thought, here we go, and then...
You need to be... You'll end up finding yourself at 12 if you're not careful. Whack.
It's always better when we get a penalty afterwards as well, because then you can have a bit of a celebration and give it a big one. But yeah, I was happy with that.
Does that feel as good as
always
assist
giving me a bit
try?
of love, which is key. So yeah, it's good.
You need to be careful. You will end up playing centre soon if you carry on like that. Have you played much at 12 or not?
Never.
Right, always
maybe
fly
like
off. Okay.
Eat a few more burgers and I might be in a 12 shirt one day.
And Phil, we've also got the kick for you as well. This was kind of a pressure kick to move England ahead. What's going through your mind there? Because you really kind of waited out the 60 seconds. Was it just trying to clear yourself, get the distance?
Bit of everything. Thinking about my process, thinking about what I wanted to do, run the clock, and then ultimately give it a whack. I haven't actually seen it. I don't think it was the best strike ever, but it's good. It actually stayed fairly straight, and just about had the legs in the end. So buzzing with that.
When you're that far out,
well. There's my mum, bless her.
It's almost planned, isn't it? When you're that far out, you take a different. Try not to, but is it? You're trying to kick it harder.
Yeah, a little bit. I just take it slightly half a step further away, so that I'm a bit longer and get a bit of a longer strike for it. Just helps me kick it a bit longer.
Well, as soon as you hit those, you know it's going over or not.
Yeah, I knew that straight away. Yeah.
It's an important kick, obviously.
It was a huge important kick. Final one for you, Finn. I know a lot's been said this week in the media about the Scottish connections. How has the week been for you? Just kind of, is it head down and focus on your game?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a class week. Building on our win against France. I'm loving it at the moment, loving being in the 10 shirt. Yeah, we were really focused in camp. We knew what we had to do, and look, I don't really get too caught up in all of that. I just want to play rugby and enjoy myself. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, and yeah, whatever that will be, it will be.
We'll let you go enjoy yourself, enjoy your celebrations. Thank you very much. Been appreciate your time. And straight in next is Ollie Chessum, straight on the field. Ollie, well done today. That looked like a hell of a battle up front. How was that 80 minutes for you?
Yeah, I just said over there, I'd prefer if we didn't leave it to chance at the end, but yeah, that was a great fight from the boys. I think first half, it felt like we didn't really get an attack going, like we were just defending, and to go in, having defended the way we did with only 3 points down, you know, it takes a huge bit of effort. And then we said we wanted to come out and fire a few shots, and we did that early on, and then, you know, left it to a chance.
What's it
at the
feel
end,
like having to come off in the situation like that, where the game's in the balance and you've got to leave the field?
Yeah, you don't really want to. Like, you feel so. You're kind of, obviously we were aware they're going to kick short, they're going to try and get the ball back, what have you, but you're so in the game, you kind of just want to stay in it.
To switch off straight away.
And then, you know, the other question is for Ted, like, what's it feel like coming on like that, like last play of the game?
Any advice or not?
No, I ran straight off, mate. I was blowing. I was straight to the bench, and then I had my eyes shut for 5 minutes.
Right. And you've obviously got a bit of stitching needed doing there.
Well, I have not seen it yet. Does it look good?
Yeah. You can take a look at yourself on the monitor here. We've got a return monitor.
Definitely a few stitches in there.
Yeah, all right.
It's about time you had some sort of dent.
I've had a couple.
Have you?
Okay. Yeah.
And overall, being back out here after a year starting.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. I was, you know, nerves are always, you know, when you've not started a game for a year, they were pretty hard for the game, but I just love playing for England, and to start, and you know, in a game like this, it's massive.
But when the game kicks off, you obviously got that has gone out the window.
Yeah, you can tell yourself as many times as you want before a game, oh, it's just another game of rugby, but your head doesn't let that happen. But as soon as the whistle goes, it genuinely is like your body just, you go into a bit of autopilot, and it's just familiar.
Do you try and get yourself in the game as soon as possible? I mean, you're pretty in the thick of it anyway.
Yeah, the beauty of like mine and my position is I'm either generally in that first collision off a kickoff, or I'm receiving a kickoff. So generally speaking, I can get myself involved pretty early on, and then that settles the nerves. Obviously, if that doesn't go the right way, then you're panicking a bit again. But no, luckily today, you know, chase down there, you're in the game straight away, and then that's it. You're just off and running, really.
And what about the feel overall of that? Because last weekend, it's great to beat France in the way that you did. Today was a bit more of a different fight, like you've mentioned.
Yeah.
But the feeling's the same.
You know these games are going to be tight. It's Calcutta Cup's a massive game. We'll reflect on it, and there'll be loads we want to work on. We don't want to leave another game to chance like that at the end with the kick. But we've come out on the right side of the result. We wanted the cut back, we've got it back. We're on to the fallow week now, and then we're on to Italy.
Good stuff, man.
Ollie, final one. I know you there spoke about kind of the first start in a year. You've had a couple of big injuries, and the last couple of weeks, I guess, being back on the field last week, starting this week. How's that been for you, I guess, over the last 12 months?
Yeah, the last 12 months have been hard. I was saying to you the other day when I asked you, like, the summer was planned. I kind of knew that was going to happen. My shoulder had been giving me jip for a while, but to have the autumn sort of just pulled from underneath me, that was really frustrating. And then every time you have a big injury, surgery, you question whether it's going to feel the same again and how long is it going to take. And often when you're back playing, it's still not 100% right. It's another 6 months down the line when that starts to happen. But like I said, I'm just delighted to be back out here playing in this shirt again, playing in front of this crowd. No, it's incredible.
We're delighted to have you back.
Cheers,
Ollie, thank you very much. I'll let you go.
Cheers.
Enjoy the celebrations. And we've got one more player who's currently looking slightly elsewhere, but we're going to get him on. It's the England scrum half, Harry Randall. Harry, you're live on O2 Inside Line. Thank you very much for joining us. We've had a couple of players there. Just speaking about the feeling, you've got the Calcutta Cup back in England. It was tight, but kind of what's the feeling there as you've just lifted the trophy?
I suppose a bit of relief more than anything towards the end. We made it hard for ourselves towards the end. But like we dug in, stayed in the fight really well, and I thought we defended brilliantly towards the end of that game. You know, pushed them back many a time, and you know, a soft penalty gave them a chance, but again, defended brilliantly, and you know, we got the turnover to win the game at the end.
What was your role coming on? Was the message speed the game up, slow the game down, control it?
Well, I think when I came on, it was 10-all, so a little bit of speed in there, speed the game up a little bit, and then obviously when we got that 6-point cushion, it sort of changes then, doesn't it? I know you get a feel for the game, and you know, then you've got to try and see out the game in that last 10 minutes. So it was, you know, about the kicking strategy, slowing it down a little bit more. So, you know, sort of two sides to the last 20 minutes that I was on at. So
it's a hard time to come on at 10-all.
Yeah, no, it is. Like you say, you know, and especially with the scoreline at 10-all, you know, it's a tight game. It could go either way in those stages. So, yeah, delighted just to come out on the right side of the result.
Yeah, it was amazing to get the win the way
they
did.
Indeed.
When you're sat on the sideline, you're playing the game in your head, right? And then when you come on, you try and do what you've been thinking about in the game. Is that hard to do?
Yeah, it is hard to do because, as you know, rugby is a mad game, innit? Like, it's so unpredictable. Like, anything can happen at literally any time. So, like, the things that you prepare for so well and, like, you go through in your head are never as easy as they are when you're out there under the pressure. You know, you've got the ruck. There's so much going on that, like, your mind's racing, isn't it? But it's how calm you can stay in those moments and execute what you got to execute in those moments. So, you know, luckily we did that well enough towards the end.
And a great position to be in now. Another week to train more and get more used to as a group. So miles better feeling now being 2 in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, definitely.
3 weeks.
Yeah, definitely. Like, the feeling off the back of the France game was unbelievable. Even going into a fallow week, you know, the energy was so high going into that. And then again, you know, the energy going into another fallow week now will be high again. And, you know, it's nice to get that run of momentum going now into the Italy week. And, you know, hopefully we can finish strong and in a good bit of momentum.
There's a lot of positivity knocking around right now.
Yeah, good.
Well, it's just going to be our final question before we let you go. In terms of the autumns, there was so many close games and the kind of negativity at such close. You've had 2 really close games now that you've won. One brilliantly, one you've kind of ground out. That's got to be such a positive for the final 2 games.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I think the autumn we were so close, and I think you look at those games from the autumn, we could have quite easily been on the right side of the result like tonight. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, a sign of a good team is grinding out results when you're not playing at your best, and you know, I like to think we've done that today. So, you know, it's credit to the boys and you know, all the team, all the staff involved that got us over the line today.
We'll let you go get a picture with the Calcutta Cup. Thank you
Cheers.
very much, Harry.
Cheers.
Thank you for your time. Chris, we've had 3 players out. I think kind of last week we were stood here and the players were almost kind of bouncing because of the try, the reaction, the crowd, and the celebrating a missed kick, essentially, is a slightly different sort of one. But there'll still be happiness when people watch tomorrow, they wake up, England have won. But there is a real different feel at the moment in this stadium and with the players, isn't there?
Yeah, because they won, so it's massive. I think the players, they seem a bit frustrated in the way they weren't able to really get their game today that they wanted to on the pitch, which when you're in it and when you're out there, it's hard because you want to try and the crowd's here, everyone's here, you're at home, you want to play in front of your family, you want to be able to put your own game on the pitch. And if you're not, and then if you're in for a tit-for-tat battle, Scotland played so well. But the major thing is we managed to get the win. And we took 2 penalties at the right time, which we might have not done 4 or 5 weeks ago. We might have gone for the corner, or it just shows there's progression, I think, especially in the leadership group and taking responsibility. That point there has resulted in us winning the game. So there is a lot of positivity. Get another win, especially against Scotland, so close to going 5 losses in a row. We're now back to 0. Oh, we're 1 up.
We are 1 up. We're 2 from 3. And just in terms of that closing out, I mentioned to Harry there, because those tiny margins of negativity were kind of kicking around in the autumn, and it was that England couldn't close out games, and they have closed out the last 2 in really tight circumstances, and that mentally has got to be a really big thing.
Yeah, when they win a game with a lot, they'll be like, this is easy. They're making it difficult in certain areas, like they're turning the ball over a little too much. There's things that they'll definitely look at and go, this is quite straightforward for us to fix. We just need to get used to doing it out here all the time. That's, I think, frustration. Like Ollie's offload in the first half would have been an amazing try. When that stuff clicks, I think we'll all sit a little bit easier in our seats, but we're just keeping it exciting at the minute.
Certainly is exciting watching England rugby in the moment. That's it for O2 Inside Line live this week. We're back a week on Monday, back in camp at Pennyhill Park. Danny Kerr will be joined by a couple of players there. Make sure you're following all of England Rugby's social channels for the build-up in Fallow Week, and also the best build-up, of course, to the next game here against Italy. We'll be back pitchside with O2 Inside Line live. And, of course, follow England Rugby's social channels as well. One of those things on England Rugby socials is O2 Inside Line This Rose, the weekly behind-the-scenes docu-series. We're going to give you a teaser of that. That's just about it. Thank you very much, Ashi. Thank you for watching us here at Allianz Stadium. We'll see you next time.
Right now, we are that close to being world class. We increase this accuracy, we're winning test matches. So we go from being nearly world class to being properly world class.
Harsh lesson, wasn't it?
It was. Liked it though.
When you look at people in the eye and know they are going to hit for you.
What you can guarantee is that you will not start for the blow next year.